morning and welcome to That's My Farm. I'm Mikhalya, DeMott, your guest host, and I'm here in Bern, Kansas at the Nemaha Valley Cattle Company. I'll be talking to Neal and Marya Haverkamp about the history and future of their operation and the day-to-day tasks here as well. Stay tuned for this episode of That's My Farm.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com.
Commodities, big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Good morning and welcome back to That's My Farm. I'm Mikhalya, DeMott, your guest host, and I am here in Bern, Kansas with Neal and Marya Haverkamp to talk a little bit about the history of Nemaha Valley Cattle Company. So first off, Neal, how did you get started in the Angus industry?
Well, I purchased 6 commercial heifers in 1986 when I was a freshman in high school, and then through reading and watching the industry, I decided I wanted to be in the registered Angus business. So in 1993, I bought 6 registered bred Angus heifers, and our herd has grown from there with purchases from other herds in Kansas, 4 other herds in Kansas, I believe. And our herd has steadily grown, and that's how we got here.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit of some of the things that this operation has gone through to get to where you are today.
Well, it was a steady expansion over the years until probably the early 2000s. We kind of got quite a bit bigger. At one time we had over 500 cows, and now we're sitting at about 300. We got to about over 500 cows and decided we wanted to have a herd of around 300 cows that fit our family good for the workforce we had, myself and my wife and our kids.
And Marya, tell me a little bit about your guys' history and your family now.
Well, we're both lifelong residents of Nemaha County. I grew up south of Seneca, and Neal, of course, is a Bern native. We met, I don't remember the year, 2001? 2001. And we were married in 2003. We both are graduates of K-State, Neal in Ag Economics, and my bachelor's Ag Ed, and my master's is in secondary ed. And we have a lot of common interests, and that led us to both wanting what's best for our business. We have 4 kids, ages 11, 10, 8, and 4. They keep us busy. They're very involved in the business.
Thank you. And we'll be back after these messages from our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Tim. This is my wife, Kat, my parents, Jerry and Linda, and my kids, Isaac and Lizzie. My parents traded their first careers to take over my mom's family farm shortly before I was born. When I graduated high school, my parents made me leave to see the world. I started on the corporate track, but soon wondered what farm life might really be like. Watch our story and the stories of other young Kansas food producers at kansaslivingmagazine.com/meetafarmer.
Tarwater Farm and Home is a 40-year-old local family-owned business. Clothing for work and play, seeds and feeds, boots, toys for the kids, and tools you'll need for around the house and farm. And a service department to keep them in top running order. It's a big store, so take some time to see what they have for your farm and home. Tarwater's everyday pricing is like others' sale prices. When you need it, they've got it. Tarwater Farm and Home, 4107 North Topeka Boulevard.
KFRM is one of the largest farm radio stations in the nation, dedicated to informing and entertaining rural listeners from northern Oklahoma to southwestern Nebraska. You can catch KFRM in many ways. Of course, 550 on the AM dial, streaming at KFRM.com, or on your smartphone by going to the TuneIn Radio app, or on Ag AM in Kansas on Tuesdays and Facebook every day of the week. KFRM, tune us in. You'll be glad you did.
We do business with Blueville because of the quality of their work. It is excellent quality, and because they make a commitment to their customers.
We enjoy the benefits of hiring a good company to help us maintain this home.
We will always do business with Blueville. We have for many, many years, and there's no reason for us to look for any other service.
Ag Promo Source is a unique group of marketing specialists with one mission: help your ag business grow. Each affiliate has their own area of expertise, and they work together to bring you advice, products, and services. To get started, visit agpromosource.com. Ag Promo Source. Together we grow.
That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Welcome back to That's My Farm. I'm Mikhalya, DeMott, your guest host, here with Neal and Marya Haverkamp. So Neal, tell me a little bit about the specifics of your herd here.
Well, growing up, we had a commercial cow herd with Angus cows and some other breeds. And learning what I learned from those commercial cows, I decided that Angus was the best breed, the best fit for us. They were the most efficient, the best mothers, the most trouble-free, and that's the reason I decided to go into the registered Angus business.
And tell me a little bit about what your herd looks like today.
Today we have about 320 cows with about 220 registered cows and the rest being commercial. And we have about 70 cows that calve in the fall with the rest calving in the spring. We AI as many cows as we can. We're incorporating embryo transfer into our herd to get as many calves as we can from our best cows.
So besides AI and embryo transfer, what are some other technologies you guys are utilizing here?
Over the years, we've used ultrasound to collect carcass data on our cattle. We've fed cattle out and collected individual data. And over the years, we've steadily grown the use of DNA collection to produce genomically enhanced EPDs for our cattle. The genetics that we select for, first of all, have to be functional females that can produce a calf on their own. But another thing we really strive to produce is cattle that hit the certified Angus beef mark, and bulls that will go out in our customers' herds and produce calves for them that will also do that, because we believe, what we produce, we have to help improve the demand throughout the whole industry. So if we're not producing something the consumer is going to keep coming back for, then there's not going to be a need for us to produce it in the future. So.
Sure. And tell me a little bit of how you're involved in the industry on the other side of your operation.
Okay, currently I serve as vice president of the Kansas Angus Association, so I'll be moving up to president next year. Also on the local level, I am the chairman of the Nemaha County KLA committee. So.
Thank you. And we'll be back after these messages from our sponsors.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
This is one of my favorite bits that I make. The name I give this bit is a Derby bit. I had a roan head horse that was running through the bridle with the chain bit, and I made this bit here. It really worked good on that horse. I sent this bit to Donnie McNeese, who breaks in cattle for Jeff Smith and Ike Cox, and I said, ride this bit on a lot of horses, see how you get along with it. They did. He said, Bull, that's really a good bit. Fits a lot of horses. Then I give this bit to my good friend Brent Wright, who I make bits for, and I said, see how this bit will work on a reining horse. I call him up a couple months later. I said, Brent, how you get along with that bit? And he said, good. He said, you don't need it right this minute, do you? And I said, no. He said, good, because I'm down here in Texas and I just won a big futurity riding that bit. And when Brent got home, he gave me the buckle that he won the futurity with. I'm really proud of that buckle that Brent Wright gave it to me, and also that he got along so good with my bit.
That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Good morning and welcome back to That's My Farm. I'm Mikhalya, DeMott, your guest host. So Neal, tell me a little bit about how your crops play into your cattle operation.
We don't have a lot of row crop land. We have about 130 acres, and we use all of it to produce feed for our cows. So our sole income comes from our cow herd. But we use rotational grazing between the pasture and the crop ground, cover crops when we aren't raising silage on them. So we plant rye and radishes in the off season so the cows can graze that when the pastures go down. And on our pastures, we've really begun to build more fences to separate them into paddocks so we can implement rotational grazing more.
And day to day, what do your guys' daily tasks look like here?
It varies a lot from day to day with the seasons, but mine usually begins with getting chores done, and then we move on to whatever project we have, whether it's moving cows or vaccinating calves or AIing or setting up some recips to put in embryos.
And then how about you?
Wow. Well, I just kind of fill in. I do everything, like
She does.
a little bit of everything. I help with the chores, scheduling. I do a lot of scheduling between Neal and the kids, and an AI schedule when we need to freeze brand, like he was talking about donor reset.
She's being modest. She does all of our business records, and she has really taken control of our marketing plan, and she AIs cows when they need AI'd.
Lately, I've tried to step up our social media presence. We now have Facebook and Instagram accounts, which can be fun to post on there, and a website. We're in the process of really beefing up our website because right now I think social media and those kind of things are really where we need to be with our marketing.
Mm-hmm. So you guys are starting to utilize a cooperative herd. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, as a way to get more registered bull calves to offer our customers, we've started cooperative agreements with a couple of commercial cow-calf operations where we take embryos from our best cows, implant them in their cows, and when the calves are weaned, we take them back. We pay them market price plus a premium, and it's a good agreement for them and us. It's a way for us to keep our numbers up and steadily increase the quality of our genetics by getting more calves from our very best cows.
So what was your guys' motivation to use those cooperative herds?
Well, I'd say 2-3 years ago, we actually rented more ground at that time, and it was further away from our home base, you could say. It became just not feasible. It was too hard to move the cows, to get to the cows, to check the cows, to AI the cows. And we found with starting to use the cooperating herds that we can keep everything here within a decent sized radius where we can still get the work done that way.
Yeah, it helps us monitor the cows that we do own a little better rather than have them such a long distance from home. And I think it's a good agreement for us and the cooperator herd. We both get value out of it.
A win-win.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. And we'll be back after these messages from our sponsors.
KFRM is one of the largest farm radio stations in the nation, dedicated to informing and entertaining rural listeners from northern Oklahoma to southwestern Nebraska. You can catch KFRM in many ways. Of course, 550 on the AM dial, streaming at kfrm.com, or on your smartphone by going to the TuneIn Radio app, or on Ag AM in Kansas on Tuesdays and Facebook every day of the week. KFRM, tune us in. You'll be glad you did.
Hi, I'm Kim Mandarin with Hardy Insurance. I'm here to help you with all of your farm and ranch needs. When it comes to protecting your operation and your family, you need a name you can trust at a price you can afford. Call me today or visit hardyaviationins.com.
Next time you see a beautiful field of corn, reach out and thank the farmers who work tirelessly to raise corn for livestock feed, renewable fuels, and exports to feed a growing world population. The farmers on the Kansas Corn Commission work for Kansas Corn with grower-funded checkoff dollars that support foreign and domestic market development, research, promotion, and education to expand opportunities for Kansas farmers. To learn more, visit kscorn.com. That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities, big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Welcome back. I'm Mikhalya, DeMott, your guest host. So first off, Mariah, you talked about the marketing tools that you guys use. What is fun about that for you, and how do you really use those?
Well, with the Facebook, I try to incorporate daily tasks on the ranch, some that may seem mundane, but I like for our customers to see the day-to-day to know how we produce the bulls and work with the cattle. I post, sometimes I post stuff about the kids or just little quips or things that happen on a day-to-day basis. I've recently started using Instagram, which can be fun to mess with the different ways to put pictures on there. But what I think is that more and more people, that's where they go. They go there first. And so we need to have a presence there. We also do print ads and in your more traditional marketing as well. But I feel like Facebook, Instagram, the website allows us to be a little more creative with those things.
And you mentioned about use those to market your bulls. Tell me a little bit, Neal, how about the bulls that you guys do sell.
Yeah, right now we sell about 70 bulls, and they will be anywhere from yearlings to 2-year-old bulls when we sell them, and we sell them private treaty to mostly local customers. I'd say most of our customers are within a 50-mile radius. And the great thing about private treaty is it allows us to spend some extra time with each customer, get to know them, get to know their needs a little better. And we feel like we can really deliver the genetics that they need, that way. So,
what are some things that you do prior to selling those bulls to get them prepared?
We are collecting DNA data now to genomically enhance our EPDs more than just what birth weights and weaning weights and yearling weights can do. So we feel like we're giving them a much more accurate picture of the genetics that those bulls have to offer, and should allow them to select genetics that fit their needs better and be more profitable. So.
And what are some other plans that you guys have for marketing your business when it comes to Facebook, Instagram, and your website? What are some things in the future?
I would say I would definitely want to increase the distance that our bulls go and increase amount of customers that we have. And certainly we love the repeat customers, but adding new ones, it would be great.
Yeah.
Thank you. And we'll be back after these messages from our sponsors.
Sure Crop Fertilizers was started by my father, Don Sherman, and my mother, Shirley Sherman. Family business that started in the 80s. We predominantly focus on plant nutrients and what we can do to give growers better responses with the fertilizer dollars that they do, and what we can do to make those things work better for the grower. We're based out of Seneca, Kansas. We work with growers in their soil analysis to figure out what they need, and then we can put those in a blend that gives them the best results, and so that we can deliver that direct to their farm so that they have those nutrients where they need them, when they need them, and so that they can apply them in a manner that's very efficient to them and works well in their planting systems and what they're doing. Sure Crop Fertilizers has been around for a long time. We always say we're big enough to take care of everything you need, but yet we're small enough to do it quickly. You can get a hold of us at 1-800-635-4743. Our website is surecropfertilizers.com, and you can always email me at Corey@surecropfertilizers.com, and with any questions you have, we'll be glad to answer it and work with you.
I was in an accident where I fell off a roof. I took the conventional route by using medicine, and I went to see numerous doctors. I found that it really wasn't working as well as I had hoped it would. I don't know why I started to research stem cells, but I did. And I visited with the doctors. They were excellent. I had my neck done, I had my shoulders done, I had a section of my back done, my hips, my sacrum, my sciatica, and my tailbone. But it wasn't really that painful. I was surprised at how easily it was done. It took me approximately 4 hours from the beginning to the end. Now I am having better range of motion in my arms and my neck and my back. So it's been very beneficial to me, and I want to thank Kansas Regenerative Medical Center. It was a long road to get there, but I'm so glad that I found them.
Heinen Brothers, a fourth-generation Northeast Kansas farm family, knows how tough farming can be. Farmers helping farmers. Heinen Brothers Ag, selling and servicing crop protection products, fertilizer, anhydrous ammonia, cover crops, quality aerial and ground application. Call today to learn about our extended term financing program. 800-760-4964. HeinenBrothersAg.com.
That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Welcome back to That's My Farm. I'm Mikhalya, DeMott, your guest host. So Neal, tell me what the future looks like for Nemaha Valley Cattle Company.
Well, first of all, we're really proud of the fact that we're coming up on our 25th anniversary in 2018, being in the seed stock business. And we think that's a big accomplishment because what I've read is the average seed stock producer only lasts 7 years in the business. So what I see coming in the future is us continuing to use every technology we can to improve our genetics, and use every technology we can to improve our marketing, and also try to find a way to incorporate the next generation into this operation. So that's what I see.
Awesome. So your 4 kids, what do they do around here, and how do they play into the day-to-day operations?
Well, if you ask them, they would say they're very much in charge around here. But our daughter, she kind of has her own niche. She's pretty into doing horse shows and horse things, and that's okay because she can use the horse to help out around here. Our boys are into, well, our oldest son, he has five of his own heifers that he bought with his own money. So he's 11, and so he's recently started his own herd. All of them love to show, and we go around to several shows a year.
Yeah.
We've done the National Junior Angus Show, and they love getting involved that way.
It was a great experience for them. And of course we do the county fair and some local livestock shows.
But mostly we use them day to day. I mean, they're out there doing the chores and feeding the bottle calves, and when we're working cattle, they're right there at the chute, either pushing or, hey Dad, did you give that one a shot? You know,
making sure we do it right. Yeah.
Things like that. And you know, I think we're unique in that we are first generation ourselves, in that we want to hand what we've built down to them someday.
Your kids play a very large part in the future of your ranch, but what are some future goals that you guys have set for yourselves?
Well, I think we want to increase the number of bulls that we market annually, but we're pretty happy with the current size of our cow herd. So any future expansion, I think the cooperator herds are kind of our tool to go that way. But definitely we want to increase the number of bulls that we're marketing, and we're going to use embryo transplant and cooperator herds to achieve that goal.
Okay, thank you. And thank you guys for watching this episode. Stay tuned next week for the next episode of That's My Farm.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com.